So, good evening, everybody. I'm here to just talk, quite honest. Um, some things have come up where I feel needs to be spoken about. Because, we're all going through stuff. And I want everybody to honor themselves. And as I say that, is that nothing's a quick fix. Nothing in life is a quick fix. There's this lady I've been communicating with for the last few weeks. She publicly said, I need some help, I'm struggling, blah, blah, blah. And my heart just went, whew. And so I connected her with a couple of people I know that are amazing healers. Because when I say this, is when you're going through something, sometimes you're so enmeshed in it, you can't think straight, you can't see straight, no, nothing. I've been there. And I'm here to speak about how, because I had a conversation today just before I had my sound bath, and it was very short, and, I have to be that way. And I said to her, she said some things which caused me to respond in the most loving way possible. And I finally said to her, basically, stop talking to people. Everybody has their opinions. Oh, because it is as if this person is broken. This person is not broken. Nor am I. Nor are you. None of us are. We're going through something, and it could be, I know, the similarities with this person was we both had partial hysterectomies. Back in 96, they did not have the total awareness of hormonal imbalance. She's here now, knowing this. And when I say this is when you're in this stuff, it's ugly, it's horrible, it's just the most loneliest feeling in the world, and you just want some answers, you want some understanding. And the one thing I said to her, which I already said just a second ago, stop talking to people. Stop. Stop it. Because that creates more chaos, everything, because your brain goes, right? Stop it. And I say this for everybody. Right? Because when I say this, is that we know what we normally feel like. But I feel also we are going through a transition right now, including myself. And, I look after me first. I don't care about anybody else. Honest to God, I don't. It doesn't mean I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It means I matter first. And, I've never had, every time I allow somebody close to me, I usually find there's disappointment because they don't respect my boundaries. They don't. And they've showed me. And I'm talking recently in this spiritual community. And, the biggest thing is this, is go within. Like I said about this person, that I put her in touch with you start out with one person, and then there's this group of people that we know work together, and we got her into them. And here's the thing is this, is we can go in this crazy dance outside, seeking whatever it is. We already know within us when somebody says, and I have to use myself as an example. As some of you guys know, for those who don't know, I've been coming off antidepressant and anti-anxiety medications. I've been on these since 1996. And being a part of this community, which I'm a part of for the last 3 years, and from the moment I came into this community, it's been expanding and expanding, just like incredible. And I cannot thank you all for being who you are. And I've gotten to know some of you guys personally, some not so much, and that's okay. You know, but when you start grasping outside, you lose yourself even more. We have to be selective in who we speak our truth with, what's going on. We have to be. You know, when I say this, you know, and I'm talking on a personal level now, meaning people I physically see when I go out. Do I talk about this stuff? No. Because most people, first of all, they don't want to hear it. They really don't understand, which is okay. Because I'm not them, they are not me. And when I started this journey, because October 21st is when I started decreasing these medications. I reached out to, I think it was around 10 or 11 or 12 people that I know in this community, just asking for their love and support. And if I, you know, if I'm struggling, may I reach out to you? That's what it was about. I'm very proud and pleased to say I've not had to reach out to one. Not one. They know that. I had my initial conversation with them all. But what I found out, because I had the courage to ask for support, like real support. No, I'm not broken. And everyone told me where they were at and how what they feel they can only help me on. And I just want to be able to know I can reach out, only if I'm really in need. And I do have a couple of personal friends. My one's down in Florida, one's in, I always say the wrong state, so I'm not even going to say it. It's my two friends, Deb and Sarah. And through this process has been amazing, because I'm learning to trust myself to a level I never knew was there. But by me reaching out to people and asking them, this is what because I talked to everyone personally. I was on a video chat like this type thing. I said, this is what's going on. And I call them the three amigos. They put this energy around me to automatically help me as I go through this process. And I've never had asked for anything else. And my longtime friend, Deb and Sarah, the only two people I talk to on a consistent basis. And the part where I'm proud of myself, I'm not scared to ask for what I need. But I also know who I can ask. when it comes to biological family or, friends, even in the spiritual community, like we're all in different levels. And you know, this morning, actually this afternoon, sorry, that at my sound bath, because Spirit told me a few weeks ago to do a sound bath. Okay. And I felt that I was ready. And the first one was 2 weeks ago. Somebody I've known in this community for about 3 years. There was just her and I. It was magical. Today, there was 4 people. 3 of them were able to attend. The other person went and watched the replay because the video stays up for 24 hours. But while I was there, just my confidence level in what I do has risen. And something I said to them, started to say this is the thing in this community. You guys have helped me to see myself. And in that, I've been more connected to myself. Understanding why this, why that. It's like Spirit said, October, I've been wanting to come off these for a couple of years. But every time I tried, it was not good. Because the truth is, I wasn't ready. Because it doesn't matter what we think we're ready for. The truth is, are we really ready? And that's an inside job. And when Spirit said, it's time. And these last 5 months have been incredible. And anybody who's followed me for any period of time, you have experienced my music shifting along with this process I'm going through. And that's what I want to express my gratitude for you all, because you helped me to see me. I'm so appreciative for Deb and Sarah for many reasons, but most of all, their friendship. But I also value my friendships and my relationships in this amazing community I'm a part of. As some of you guys know, going to Soulful Fest last year was the best gift I could have ever given myself. To be around people, because when I say this, it's not safe for me to show up as I am. I will show up and be who I am, but to be vulnerable to speak, no, it's not safe. And we can feel and sense within ourselves, but we need to pay attention to that part within us. Like this lady, and what she was doing, I could see exactly what she was doing to herself. I just made sure she knew I was still here. I hadn't gone anywhere. And here's the thing with any of us. We can only help somebody if they truly want to be helped. And sometimes people have to go down a road or a path that is just full of craziness in my view. Because all it does is cause more turmoil within. Because we keep on reaching externally to get answers instead of trusting. Because here's the thing is this. It's like we know when somebody says something, if it's truth or not. We know instantly. And when I say this, it's like, as much as people may suggest, like I know some of the stuff that my friends had suggested to this person, and they're looking for a quick fix. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And so today I got to say some things, and and with kind lovingness coming from my heart was, I said to her, stop talking to people about what's going on with you, because you're not broken. And that's the thing, like when I say this, is, with, no, because this is all interwoven, I don't know how yet, but there's a reason for all this. And when I stopped, going back to me coming off my meds, is on, supposed to be Tuesday, but ended up being Wednesday, that I completely ended one medication. And I've been going through, like, holy shit, it's been weird, you know. And my friend Deb, she's a medical intuitive, plus many, many things. And, I reached out to her, and we were talking, and she said this to me. And when she said it, I knew it was true. She goes, what's happening with your body? It's your body now, because it's so used to having that particular medication, no matter if it's a small dose or not. It was still used to that medication. Now that you stopped it, your body's going, oh, oh. So what's happening is my body is naturally cleansing itself. Like, it's really fucking incredible. And, it's been, but if I was to go, oh, panic because of this and that, no, like, no, like, I'm usually a very calm person to start with, and always have been, but don't think my kindness is, oh, I can walk over you. You may see a side of me that, is you may think, oh, you're an asshole. No, I'm not. I set a boundary. You chose not to respect my boundary. I have my limitations, which we all do. And, but here's the thing, is, like when Deb said, it's, she explained it to me, and I could feel it inside of me. Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Which made me relax more. That's all it did. And I'm just going through this process right now of my body adjusting itself, because the body is absolutely incredible, because it knows how to look after itself. And, all I've had for the last 2 days, for example, to eat is just yogurt, because I can't eat anything right now. It's just where my body's at. But I know I need to make sure I have something. So yesterday I went out and bought, 4 containers of yogurt, because I do like yogurt. And I'm very careful how much I put in, because my body is just going, and I'm just honoring this process. My body's looking after itself. It's my job to honor it. And, in 2 weeks, I'll be off the other one. I may go through this process again, so be it. And, but here's the thing. I was saying, here's the thing. When people speak the truth, it resonates inside us someplace. And it's, trust that. Rely on that. And there's one thing about myself, and I can speak for many others, don't waste our time. And I mean that with love. If you sincerely want help, reach out to me. I'm astonished at the people that I know. And I remember Sarah my friend Sarah saying to me, God, you know a lot of people. I said, well, not really. She goes, no, you do. And she really got me to step back and go, and as things occur, whatever, I know, if somebody needs some help, and here's a great example, and I go, okay, would you be willing to talk to so-and-so? If you do, I will get hold of them, set this up for you. And I back out. I'm out of it. And if you say yes, be open to receive the information that they give you. Because their time is valuable as much as my time is valuable. It's not you are buying exactly blah, blah, blah. You have to figure this out. But, it's like there's a couple people, including this lady, that I said, look, I have a sound bath. I know financially you're strapped. Just come as my guest. Just let me know. I've had 2 now. Not once did she come. And I'm not judging her for that. I'm just saying that I stopped putting it out to her. Because it's up to her. It's like even this morning, because I knew there was one person coming to my sound bath, and then all of a sudden it was like the last half hour, I knew there was a second person before, yeah, good half hour before, and then all of a sudden there was 2 more, and there's some difficulties, I could say, obstacles that I had to help them to overcome, and I don't mind that at all. I know I forgot what I was going to say, because that's what happens when my brain kicks in, thinking, oh, da-da-da-da-da. No. Oh, I know. This is, I got very emotional after the sound bath. And one of the ladies that was there, because everybody's so used to a sound bath being crystal bowls, that kind of thing, where I'm just the guitar. And I get, some very incredible comments because it touched me deeply. Like, what I do is very unique. Anybody's ever heard my music, you know this already, but it's gone to a whole new level now. It's gone. It's been up-leveling. And, I've always known as a decent guitar player. Rhythm is my specialty, because I feel rhythm. There's something about rhythm, just, and that certain styles just grab me right away. And ever since I got this looper, because she's opened me up, it's a relationship, just like with my guitar. It's a relationship with my guitar. And I'm trusting myself, because even in the past, I'll put it with 3 to 6 weeks, my music has up-leveled incredibly, because I've up-leveled. And coming off these medications has lifted this fog that I've been in. And it's also been preventing me to connect more to myself. And I'm finding now that I'm more conscious of what I'm feeling. And with what I'm saying here, and I feel strongly on this, that these medications have a place for everybody if they need it. So I'm not saying that you don't need it. I needed it all these years until now. But because of being a part of this community and understanding more about who I am, why I feel this, because what these medications do is numb that. And so, like, I'm going through this incredible process now for 5 months. And, like, even in the last 5 months, like, there's this energy that's running through me, and I just go, holy shit, let's go. Let's get on the guitar here and let's go. And that's where you guys have got to experience this firsthand without really realizing what was going on. All I had was this energy inside of me, and how I express this energy is through my guitar. And there's been some amazing moments, and I'm so grateful for this Zoom H5 recorder. Because when I say Zoom, some people go, oh, Zoom. No, I'm not talking about Zoom, the app. This is this little puppy. That's what the Zoom H5 looks like. They got different ones. I got the H5. And that thing has captured those moments. Because we can never go back and try to duplicate something. We can't do it. A feeling and emotion is temporary in that moment. And as soon as you do something, that energy shifted. And it's like with me, I can play the same song 5 times in a row, and each one of them will be unique. And the one thing that I've been doing for myself is I don't think. It's as simple as that. I don't think anymore. I feel. And it's like trusting myself and on everything I do musically, personally as well, but musically is just trusting myself and it's, if you guys have watched me, because I know how I feel inside, and because I got my earbuds, these are what I have in my ears, and I hear it, I feel this vibration. And there's times when I do something and I go, ooh, that was fucking cool. That was nice. You know, it's like, wow. And then as I lay down the tracks and it's playing back to me and I'm going, wow. And I'm just immersing myself in it. And from time to time I go, you know what? I'm not too shabby at what I do. Not too shabby at all. And my proficiency in expressing myself is getting better all the time. I'm just trusting myself at a level I've never trusted. And with that experience, I get to share that with you guys in hopes that it'll help in some way, shape, or form. And there's one thing with me, because I thank the people who never patronized me. I thank them all because they left a huge impact on me. And I will not patronize you. Like I said, you're not broken. You're lost because you're reaching outside of yourself. Everything you need to know and who you are is within. No book, no person can teach you this stuff. It's something that every single one of us has to go within and figure this out. And at the same time, take responsibility for every stage you go through. You know, this thought crossed my mind recently because I'm going to come to Calgary to do a concert. My brother lives in Calgary. I've not spoken to him in many, many years. His daughter lives in Calgary. I would love for her to come to my concert. I would love to meet her husband. I'm sitting there thinking, what if Ron decided he's going to come to my concert? How would I feel? If he comes to hear what I do, okay, as I say that out loud, is what's coming to me is when I first put out my first album, Me, Myself, and I made sure that all my members of my family, excluding one brother, that's not him, I'm talking about another brother, I made sure they had a copy of my album. And then it was quite a few years later, and quite a few years later, you know, here we go. What is, you know, quite a few years? Well, what does that mean? When I say that, I'm talking about 15 years, 10, 15 years after I released my first album. And I was talking to his girlfriend at the time. She knew nothing about me and my music and me having an album. When I say this, wouldn't you think that a family member would be proud to know that their sister did this as an independent recording artist? She's got an album. But that just tells me, because it doesn't speak of me, it speaks of him, because he's so absorbed, like that, narcissistic, all self-absorbed, you know. And so I don't think he would even come even knowing that I have a concert there. Because he just doesn't really give a shit. And that's the truth. And that's the thing about people, period. Most people don't give a shit, including biological family, to most people we know. Most people don't give a shit. And I think when I say this is I'm very, very selective in who I associate myself with. It's nothing against anybody else. It's nothing. But for me to allow people in and close to me, like, you know, my inner self, it deserves to be honored and respected in the manner that's being shared. And if it's not safe for me to speak. And, you know, it's I don't know where I'm going with all this, to be quite honest right now. But it's because it's a full circle of me coming back to myself, to honor myself, respect myself. I don't expect nothing from anybody. I stopped doing that years ago. I remember when I was in counseling with Farida, from 96 till close to 2019, a 2 to 3 year span. I worked with her, and I was talking about my hurt. I was hurt, and she was the one that brought it to my consciousness and my awareness about it was I set myself up because I expected them to see me for me, to love me for me. They're not capable of that. But what's more important, that I got to see me for me. And that's when, with that part is about expectation, I start shifting that a huge amount from that moment forward. And like even in this community, I don't expect anything, but I do expect to be treated with kindness. Don't be an asshole around me. If you want to be an asshole, just go elsewhere, please. I want people in and around me that nurture me as much as I will nurture them. We are here to nurture and support each other, to help each other to raise ourselves up. Again, going back, it's an inside job. And it's like we can fall into the victim role. Poor me. Oh, why did that person do that to me? They're such an asshole. They didn't do anything to you. But you're allowing it to affect you because you think it has to do with you. No, it's about who they are. And when we start to step back and observe this stuff that people go on, that, stuff that goes on, that sorry, something distracted me. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a chat thing here and it said it was private. I'm going, what? So I wasn't, that's what distracted me. Sorry about that, you guys. Because it's things you just, I never spend time like this. Oh, look at that. Right? Because when I'm playing, I'm in the zone. And that's where I can't even read comments while I'm in that zone. But here's the thing is everything, we need to get the fuck out of our own way. Stop worrying about what somebody else does. I had this lady, I'm not sure how long we've been friends on Facebook, but recently she started sending me this stuff. And I'm going, what? And then today it was about the TD Bank. They're going to da-da-da-da-da. And I went, holy shit, I don't think that way. I don't live in fear. Oh, look out. So I told her to stop sending me that kind of stuff. And I said, Spirit, I don't have to go look for anything, you guys. I don't. And I'm realizing that a lot is Spirit always brings me the right people. Always does. And if I need to know something, Spirit will bring it to me, to my awareness. I don't need to go look for this or that. I got dear friends, they do looking for stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, that, because I also know that's part of who they are. That's how they research. That's how they gain knowledge, because they're very intelligent, incredibly. But that isn't how I operate. And she knows that. And she never said, well, the odd time she'll send me something, not very often. But I'm not into, when I say this, I know there are people in our community that have knowledge in many, many areas. Just incredible. Like, I'm in awe of all you guys. Right? Julia, what the hell was her first name? She's down in Massachusetts, I know that. And she's part of the Soulology family. And, like, she's just a wealth of information when it comes to the skies, crystals. She just like, she's like a walking, just incredible. I don't know why I brought that up. Isn't it weird how, and this is the thing with, with me, is whatever comes through and I'm speaking about something, I just let it flow through me. Because that's all I'm doing is allowing stuff to flow through me. And that's where things will come in, gone, boom, done. And you guys ever notice that when you know, and here's another thing too, oh, this is the other part about people. They go, well, I thought that yesterday, or I felt that yesterday. Why can't I think that way today or feel that way today? Because you're not. Yesterday is gone. It's about now. Like how I feel about so much stuff has shifted. And we have to let go of what was yesterday. Even this morning, even this afternoon, and be in the present moment. Because that's all there actually is. Living in the present moment is to honor ourselves, because how we used to feel before doesn't matter anymore. It's about where we are at today, where I am at today. And I love how I feel today. My heart is huge. It's always been huge. And with coming off of these meds, I'm even feeling more than I've ever felt. Yeah. And this journey that I'm on right now has been amazing. Just to feel and allow myself to feel and express at such a deep, deep level, which is my music. Because what you guys hear is that connection that I have within myself. And I'm feeling more, and I get to express it through my music. Like even this afternoon at the sound bath, one lady, she goes, "This is just not music at all." And when she said, I knew exactly what she meant, because it's not just any song on the radio. I think, that thing, I know, because I know where my music comes from, my soul. It's always been there. And this up-leveling, we're going through these shifts as well. There's a lot of you guys I follow, and I listen and hear. Do I understand? No, I don't need to understand, but I respect what you're saying, and your knowledge and your wisdom of what you do know. And I appreciate so many people. So many people. Because we think that we're alone. The truth is we're not alone. We just need to connect with the right community of people. And we need to pay attention to where we spend our energy and our thoughts at. Like, there are people that, even in this community, they get into conspiracies, they get into, all that stuff. I'm thinking, why would you go down a rabbit hole like that? Because if you spend time in there, if you really pay attention to your own energy fields, what is it you're getting out of that? like I said before, we know what truth is when we hear it, but we don't need to go deeper and deeper into something that we think might be true. Just with that person who sent me something today. And, and I take time now, and because I got to stop anybody, because it doesn't matter who it is, from sending me stuff that, like, what? You know, we all know that there's stuff that's going on that is not okay in our governments, in our healthcare system, the pharmaceutical companies. We all know that. That's the knowledge, knowing. And I have people even in this community that I'm a part of that, bash the pharmaceutical companies and the doctors and this. And I go, stop, please stop. Because, and I'm speaking for myself on this, my experience was when I had the hysterectomy and I lost what I said then was I lost myself, but it was actually me waking up. There's the hormonal side of things as well. But, I'd be crying for just no reason. And so the remedy at that time was medication. And I did not have the awareness. I did not have this amazing community of incredible beings in and around me then. We're talking 1996. Today's a new ballgame. And some of you guys have always been very connected and consciously aware of so much stuff. And I'm in awe of you guys. I'm in awe of what you do know. And I appreciate, like this bashing has to stop. I'm sorry, it has to stop. I don't want to live in fear. I want to live in love. And like even I've got a bunch of emotions and stuff coming up. Do I need to know what they are? No. But I honor them in the manner that they're coming up. Because I'll tell you something. To be able to feel this is a gift. It's a gift, it's a blessing. And I don't mind showing up as I am, whatever's going on for me. And I will not put a facade out to you guys. Oh, my world's perfect. Oh, everything's just peachy keen. Fuck that. It's not peachy keen all the time. But the difference is now is when stuff is going on, I'm able to observe more than engage and get caught up in that. If I have to distance myself from somebody, I will do that. Because that old mentality of always take care of everybody else, don't worry about yourself, take care of everybody else. You're being selfish if you look after yourself. Fuck you. Because that's where we lose ourselves. And making sure that everybody else feels good about themselves without honoring ourselves and respecting ourselves. It has shifted now. I will respect myself. I will honor myself. And you know, I only want people around me that see me for me. And again, I'm going to go back and remind for you guys. You guys have all helped me to see myself by your beautiful comments about my music, my comments about the things I post. You have no idea what that has done for me. And I want to express my gratitude to you all. Because you guys, again, going back to this, you guys have helped me to see me. I've always known inside, but it was never safe for me to express myself. We all know that when people see us, pay us a compliment, but a sincere compliment, not a patronizing compliment, it means the world to every single one of us. For me, coming from such a dysfunctional, narcissistic family on both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side. Of course, my dad's side is day, my mom's side is Rainer. I'm just so grateful for my courage, my willingness, because, you know, during my sound bath, because there's things that happen for me inside. I don't know how to articulate to anybody, but it happens for me. And they were telling me that you need to talk about this. Just about how people reach externally for people to fix them. You know, it's the same thing with medications. There is a time and place that's important, because, you know, as much as they may be synthetic, but if it wasn't for those medications, and I'm talking about myself, and not having a support, a real support, I don't think I'd be standing here today if it wasn't for the medication. Going full circle to be in the present moment right now, I am very, very blessed. I truly am, by every single person I've connected with. Here now in this moment, through Facebook, etc. Gotta give me a sec. Couldn't stand it any longer. Sorry for that. My willingness, my heart, my soul's desire to be free. To be free. Because none of us deserve to be carrying this weight that we've been carrying, most of us, most of our lives. Because everything, you know, this is my comfort zone, is this. You know, because when I say this, I recognized this a few years ago. It's because nobody's looking back at me. It's true. Because you know when you're talking to somebody, you can see, feel, and all this. Here I get to just show up and go, you know, music and everything else. Right? It's quite hilarious, and it's like when I come to your area and doing a concert, I'm always nervous as hell. In my home, I'm not nervous. It's my comfort zone. This is my comfort zone. Yeah. Because I don't talk very often online here. I think, you know, I just don't do very often, but this was important to talk about. Just in hopes that if somebody's doing this to themselves where they're reaching externally, stop. Please stop. Everything you need to know is within yourself. Everything. You know what fits, what resonates, etc., etc., etc. Honor yourself that way, as I honor myself. I may not agree with the way you do things, but it doesn't make you bad or worse or anything else. It's just we all have different ways of doing things. It's respecting each other. But here's the thing I respect the most about people: when they own their own fucking shit. And I have people that are now trying to create talk shows, and they live near me because I actually met them physically, and they're presenting, and it's this, and I, as time goes on, and because they're pissed at me, right? They just didn't respect my boundaries. They said, look, I cannot talk about this right now. Well, well, that's their agenda. It's not my agenda. My agenda is to honor myself. If you don't respect me, guess what? You know, I will sit there and not engage with you. You want to say something? Go ahead, say it. I'm just not going to respond. Because what's the sense of saying something when you're not going to really listen? Yeah. And so they've started a talk show bringing people on. And I heard them say this, and I know that they're lying to people. Oh, I do. Fuck, you don't do that. But it's that old mentality of the salesmanship, because this person, her previous job or whatever was sales. That's what she knows. But it's that this honorable mentality of sales. Make yourself look bigger and better. What? And as if you're this or that. And it's like, I cannot personally, and my friends and anybody who knows me at all knows, it's like Suzanne O'Mara told me 2.5 years ago, around 2.5 years ago, that I was an alchemist. I said, no, I'm not. She goes, oh, yes, you are. I said, nope, nope. And then in August of 2021, I had a huge shift in me. And I was getting this feeling inside, and I'm going, So I reached my friend Deb. We were talking. And I said about this alchemist thing. Sonora, you are. I said, not me. She goes, yeah. So she read the dictionary definition. Something clicked. And I went, huh. And then I could start saying it because I couldn't say it if I didn't feel it or believe it within me. I don't want this facade that people feel they have to put on. You can't keep that up. People will figure it out. People will figure it out. It's like trying to say, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, I'm this, I'm not. Right? I can't say that something unless I don't feel it in me. Can't do it. You know, and it was then that I started using I use alchemical to start with, and I went, no, that doesn't feel comfortable to me. Alchemist, yeah, okay. And that's where, you know, I'm an alchemist. It's the taking energy. Like, I cannot do what other people do, and they cannot do what I do. I'm alchemizing energy. Do I fucking understand it? Nope. Do I need to understand it? Nope. Not at all. The important thing is that I feel it and I express it as so. And it's like, you know, I started embodying the alchemist in me. And these last, you know, 2 years have been just friggin' phenomenal. Just phenomenal. And it will continue to be phenomenal because I am phenomenal because of my willingness, my heart and soul's desire to understand and to figure this thing out. And I get to come on here most days, every day, and just show up as I am. Some days I feel I talk a little bit more than other days. That's okay. Right? But if you expect me to talk every time, it's not going to happen. That's an expectation that you're in. I'm going to show up exactly as I feel, and because to me, my music will speak for itself. Because it's my heart, my soul that's being expressed in that moment, and how it feels. Not what I think I feel, it's what I know I feel. And this new music that has been coming in the last, 6 weeks? Because I know it started at the beginning of March, and then April's been just phenomenal again, because I'm up leveling. And I know a lot of you guys are feeling the same thing, but up leveling. And it just, yeah. And I cannot wait to meet you guys in person. I cannot wait to be in your community, near your community, where you're able to come, hopefully. And there's one thing as well, I want to just remind you guys all, because this is how I do live, is as long as I have control, meaning when I say this, to be very, very clear, if I'm paying for a venue, if I am, that's where I have control. Okay? If somebody books me to come do an event, I really don't have as much control. I can work out something with them. But the one thing that's very important to me, because, and it's the same thing with my sound baths, and I've made that very clear, or any event, if I do a paid event online, that if you would like to come, and I don't need to know your reasons, but if you'd like to come, all you gotta do is reach out to me, and I promise you I'll do everything in my power to get you to be able to come to my concert, right? Yeah, because that's important to me. It's not about money for me. Though I know I need to get myself around this. and that's coming. And I don't want to make that an obstacle for anybody, but I also need to support myself because going on the road is going to be very expensive. It's not going to be cheap, not at all. And setting up concerts, and if you guys in your area, wherever you're at, if you'd like for me to come, I would love to come. But I'm also looking to connect with a community where how do I say this? I'm going to try to be clear with this. Is if you have I'll put it this way, a church or an organization that you know somebody that does it, that would love to maybe have me come to a concert, connect them and me with each other. All right? Because, because I know in my mind, as I've been processing this about doing concerts, that, somebody's hosting me, they're actually hosting me. I don't have that much control financially, but yet I need to make that part of it because it's meaning, somebody's struggling for whatever reason. I don't want that to be an obstacle for them to prevent them from coming. Because it's an opportunity for you to come hear me live. Because I'll tell you something. If you have an opportunity to come and hear me live, whoops, that was my ear. Yeah. You guys already know what it's like when I go online here. But can you imagine physically the energies that we will collectively collect together? Like, we're just going to be fucking higher than a kite energy-wise. Yeah. I can't wait. Yeah. But, by the way, for my American friends that are around here, congratulations. The women's U.S. team won. Yep. Canada lost. But I'll tell you this, the Americans deserved the win. It was a phenomenal game because I think the last 2 minutes or so, the game, 3 goals. Yeah. So congratulations to the Americans, the women hockey team. Because if you guys have never watched, I'm not a sports person, first of all, but I do enjoy a good game. And I've been watching some of the women's games. The Canadian team are freaking good, and so are the American team. They are the 2 best in the world, the women's hockey league, U.S. and Canadian. Phenomenal hockey. I think they put the men to shame, to be quite honest. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to say blessings, everybody. I'm going to go back to being quiet. And I thank you for holding space for me and allowing me to express. I will come back later and respond to your comments. And they're very beautiful. Thank you. I just, I see them here, and I glance at them, and you guys make my heart feel loved, and I know I am loved by you all. Yep. And I thank you all. And I will see you guys. Oh, my guitar's going in on Tuesday. It should be in there. I don't know. I'm going to give it a week. So, yeah, it should be refretted. New bolt, saddle bridge, tuning pegs. She deserves it. And I want to thank the people who helped me to make this possible, because it's like $1,500. So I did gift 100 of that to a lady who is in need in our family here. She's over in Paris. And she was reluctant to accept the 100. I said, no, you're taking it. You need this now. Though I'm not worried about this. Don't worry. And so my guitar is going in on Tuesday. So, blessings, everybody. Thank you very, very much. And I do love you all.